And with that said, we're going to move on to our final segment of the day. We're going to go on to our favorite segment of the week. He said, she said, you said. That's right, it's your comments that we loved from the week. We are going to start with, if we can bring it back up, there is, we're going to bring up our logo for NWA Power. So, Power Surge, Jason C. in the NWA fans group shared his thoughts on Pero and the NWA, saying, I would love nothing more than for Pero to become a modern day Vader. 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 Ta, ta, ta. Sound off regular Jamie T in the NWA Power Hour group gave his thoughts on Pero as well, stating Mike Pero's promo was the highlight of the show. Really good. The Mims match was okay. Camille being sharp and sassy with May Valentine was fine. That's about all. That's pretty much all you can say about it. It was not much more of a show than that, really, right? With that said, we'll go on to comments from NXT this week. We had Jamie G on the main post gave his answers to our questions, most notably stating regarding the Cruiserweight title change happening so quickly. I kind of understand why they took it off Santos. Him and Devlin had the belt for belts for way too long. It's true, they did have them for a long time. I get that. They've always wanted to make some changes for a while. They held off, and that's what happened. Darren A in the NXT UK NXT 205 Live Worlds Collide group gave his thoughts on the show, saying it was great seeing a reunion of sorts with two NXT alumni and the current NXT Women's Champion. I decided enjoy the moment. I guess you can say it overshadowed the debut of Taya. I mean, Frankie Monet. He gave a little winky after that. I'm not against. It was a cool moment. We'll say that with the three champions out there, but the only thing that really irked me was how soon after the blood feud between Raquel and Rhea we are. Like, that's literally why she was debuting on the main roster. That was the last Rhea match, I'm pretty sure. Or either way, it was still so fresh. And just, I don't know. It was a cool moment, but like I said, I get why they did it. I do. Okay, so Dynamite. Jim H on our main post broke down his thoughts on the week's episode by stating, I don't know about Tyson. I think he should be limited in his appearance. Love seeing Statlander back. Don't know about this Ogogo guy. Matt and Darby was awesome. To see a veteran like Matt take those bumps is a tribute to these veterans doing that. Great. Rusty J in the Coca-Cola Pro Wrestling Group shared what made him laugh from this week's sound off by saying, turning heels marks a new transition. LOL. That wasn't a reference to the Broken Skull Sessions Chris Jericho interview, where that's what he said. Whenever he came back after a hiatus, he had to be new. It was a different persona. It wasn't that, which is why he never wanted to go back to WWE, because he didn't want to have to bring up the list in 2019. Then we move on to NXT UK comments. We got one from Tim A in the NXT UK group, giving his thoughts on Saxon Huxley's gimmick, as I talked about earlier, stating Saxon is trying to be a modern day version of Bruiser Brody. Never going to happen. There was only one of them. I never really was a fan of Bruiser. Never got exposed to him that much. It was a little bit before my huge time into wrestling, so that's why I'm just like, I think I don't see it. That's why I just like to really see him fleshed out a little bit more. Since that was the only real comment we got this week about NXT UK, we'll move on to Impact, which we got a couple good comments. Dimitri S. in the Impact Wrestling group agreed with us over the PD parody by saying that math promo was epic. Swingers Palace is great. 4 exclamation marks. 4 exclamation marks. Yeah. That's how awesome it was. David H. in the Impact Wrestling Worldwide group gave a great POV on what could happen in the main event of Rebellion by stating they're not going to build this great pay-per-view main event and not do a clean finish or an actual finish. Sorry. That would be a bad. WCW levels are stupid. The return of Little PP Pump and Steiner Math made that segment, which was already good. See, I think I only saw one comment this week about how bad they're saying that was a bad segment. Anyone that knows that math promo, that was great. It was just perfect. Us TNA marks loved it. We loved it.